Let's have a conversation.
Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure I'll see you at one of these events again
all
soon.
time. We got Mark with Mindful Reality Podcast, who I've been a guest on, and it was a blast.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and I cannot wait to do it again. We're going to do this again in the future. I just know it.
Alicia cracks under the pressure. You've heard of the pressure cooker.
I have.
This is the pressure cracker.
Okay.
We need to make sure that Felicia cracks under the pressure.
Oh,
and
wait.
The best way to do that is to make her so paranoid that she spirals and gets no sleep all week.
That's what we want.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she gets no sleep
shit on Thursday.
and does terrible on Thursday for the HOH call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We start saying crazy things to her, right? Oh, yeah, I'll vote for you to stay, Felicia, but only if use your imagination. We say something
Say
wild,
something,
right?
yeah.
Something wild, like only if you, I don't know, like
Suck my fingers.
something crazy, something. And then this is where you come in as well. You go to Felicia, me and Bowie start doing things starting tomorrow, like, hey, Sari, do you want to play pool?
So we hang out with Sari a lot.
We start hanging out with Sari a lot.
And she will
Felicia
freak
starts
out.
saying, my gut and my
So we
spirit
don't
is
even
Oh, because she does.
Right,
Yeah,
and
she goes, watch. Here's the thing, she's big at
watch
that.
the...
She goes, wait, she said it again. When
Watch
y'all were lifting,
the-
she goes, watch people's behaviors. Those two are lifting without you. Pay attention.
Exactly.
To
So we
behavior.
start making her watch our behavior.
Yes.
All of ours. We start playing. We
I know
get
that.
close with Sari.
Anyways, meanwhile in fantasy land, what's happening, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday. We are day 90 in the Big Brother house. 90 days. I have not missed a day yet. 90 straight days of Big Brother coverage. Somehow, some way. Knock on wood. I don't know if that's impressive or if I need some help. But I have actually covered this extremely long season, every single day of the season so far. 10 days left in this crazy, annoying marathon. But it's coming to an end soon. Good morning, Mickey. I just want to shout out all of my subscribers here because I have now reached a milestone, which is 800 subscribers. And when I started the season, the subscriber count picked up really slowly, extremely slowly. I think the first 2 weeks, I might have maintained less than 100 subscribers in the first 2 weeks of the season. And I just kept working at it, pushing for it, advertising the best I can, and being here consistently. There's a phrase that says, if you build it, they will come. So I guess just the fact that I've been present, I've been active, I've been very consistent. You know, the people started to come here eventually. And I don't quite know if I'll reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers before the end of the season. But I still feel happy about the fact that now I have 2 monetized channels between my music and mental health channel and this channel. And also I'm going to be working more, not more on that page as in using that page more, but I'm going to be doing more on that page when the Big Brother season ends, because like I keep saying, covering Big Brother is like covering 7 shows in one, because the feeds are on every day. Even 3 episodes in a week is a lot to cover, but then you add in the fact that the feeds never go off, as in the feeds are on every single day. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. All right, let me get into these comments. Thank you, Rocky. Appreciate that. Good morning, D. No need for this nasty gameplay from Matt, Jag, and BJ. Felicia can't be that much of a comp threat. Also, I think BJ has problems with alcohol when she's near it. I'm so pissed that Matt didn't take the shot at Jag when he had the chance. Me too. He doesn't deserve to win. This season is horrible. The floater of all time is Bowie is going to win this whole game. Yeah, we were just talking about that yesterday, where I was like, I can't believe that Bowie actually stands a chance to win this game, because mid-season, I was saying to myself, what is she even doing there? It looked like she wasn't even playing the game at that point. And then she latched herself onto Cam. And then they got out Cam. She latched herself onto Jag and Matt. Jag and Matt have been protecting her. She won a couple of, lucky competitions, honestly. Guessing games, really. And they were all laughing in the room yesterday about how that HOH that she won in the double eviction, that she was just guessing. Matt and her. Because there was a conversation Matt, Jag, and Bowie had where they were talking about, oh, the best strategy with those guessing games is just to pick anything, because it's 3 of us versus whatever else, however, number of people are there. Good morning, Rebecca. I agree. Good morning, Lin. Yeah, so the thing that annoys me too is that they keep talking about how Cirie is mean, Cirie is a bully, Cirie is this and this. Okay, so Cirie is, let's say Cirie is a bully, right? What do you think of when you hear this? If Cirie is a bully, what does this make you think of?
You've heard of the pressure cooker.
I have.
This is the pressure cracker.
Okay.
We need to make sure that Felicia cracks under the pressure.
Oh,
and
wait.
the best way to do that is to make her so paranoid that she spirals and gets no sleep all week.
I know what we want.
Right?
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
gets no
So
sleep
she's shit on Thursday.
and does terrible on Thursday
Yeah.
for the HOH call.
Yeah.
We start saying crazy things to her, right? Oh yeah, I'll vote for you to stay, Felicia, but only if use your imagination. We say something
Say
wild,
something,
right?
yeah.
Something wild, like only if you, I don't know, like
Suck my fingers.
something crazy, something. And then this is where you come in as well. You go to Felicia. Me and Bowie start doing things starting tomorrow. Like, hey, Cirie, do you want to play pool?
So we hang out with Cirie a lot.
We start hanging out with Cirie a lot.
And she will
Felicia
freak
starts.
out.
They're literally talking about effing with her for fun. Like, that's bully behavior right there. At this point in time, there's 3 of y'all and there's 1 of her. And if they're all working together and it's just her left, you don't need to mess with her sleep and make her paranoid and try to make her crack in order to make her bad at the competition. She's already bad at the competitions. So at that point, you are just being mean for fun, not for game. I really hate the way that this trio has become at the end of the season, and the fact that they hold all the cards in their hands at this point in time. There's nothing that Felicia can do aside from be the person who wins HOH. This season, there's nobody left that I really strongly want to win. This is going to be one of those seasons for me where the person wins and I'm like, all right, let's move on to season 26 and see what happens there, because this season is kind of a throwaway. It's a throwaway. So D, I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels that way. Shout out to the 21 people here for the morning crew. Appreciate you jumping on. And please hit the like button. As my disclaimer, as always, the likes help boost me in the algorithm, and they let the algorithm gods, the YouTube algorithm gods, know that everybody is engaged in my content, and they push the content just a little bit more, because they don't do a lot for me, but they do a little bit. That is a long shot, D. That is a long shot. Just like Sari winning the HOH was a long shot. Jag and Bowie are going to take the shot at Matt. Yeah, they've been talking about it, and I believe that they would. For sure. Sari warned Matt about that. Sari warned Matt. Matt believes that Jag wouldn't do that, but I believe that Jag would. I definitely believe that Jag would do it. I think I asked y'all a few weeks ago, do you think that Matt would take the shot at Jag? And do you think Jag would take the shot at Matt? And a lot of you said, I think that Jag would take the shot at Matt, but Matt wouldn't take the shot at Jag. I am so disgusted by all three of their behaviors. I wish the production would have addressed the behavior on previous seasons as well. Just hit that like button, friends. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for that, Rebecca. Well, at least she would be the oldest winner, and just to watch the look on their face. Maybe production talks to this trio and brings to their senses and cuts off their alcohol. It has kind of seemed like they've had more alcohol at this stage, but then I think somebody was saying that in the last couple of weeks, they tend to give them more alcohol. So, yeah, their conversations in the HOH room, I have not been enjoying those. Well, not that I've watched too many of them, but what I've seen and then the little clips that I've seen on Twitter, I'm like, can we just end the season today? Let's skip the last 10 days. Let's just skip the last 10 days instead of making us suffer through this. By the way, I think that Serene knows that she's being lined up. I think that we will see diary room entries to that nature. from her this week that will show that she knows that she's being lined up. I think she can tell. And plus, I mean, there's only so many of them left. Matt told her that he would never put her on the block. And he did have an option, even if Jags is 2, he had the option to put Bowie. But now we're at the stage of the game where you can't really mask who you are most aligned to. So I think it's clear. I think it's clear that he has more allegiance to Jag and also Bowie than he does to her. And that's the reason why she is on that block next to Felicia. I tend to feel like Bowie would definitely have survived Felicia because Matt is HOH. He would break the split vote. And Jag wouldn't vote out Bowie. So even in the event that Cirie was like, you know what? I want to take this shot at Bowie. They still had the control. So you don't risk somebody this late in the game unless you're willing for them to go home. And I think that Cirie knows that. Morning, Lisa. Gonna restart the vid. I'll be caught up in a few. Are you gonna listen to it at 4x speed to get caught up, Lisa? Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say on the Big Brother side of things, just due to the fact that there's nothing much to talk about. So I am just gonna talk a little bit before I go about my page and my motivations for this page, because of it being the day when I finally reached 800, because actually I reached 700 subscribers. From 600 to 700 was much faster than 700 to 800. It took me about 2 weeks to get these last 100 subscribers, which felt like a really long drag. But I think I attribute some of that to just the pace of the game slowing down so significantly. Because obviously when there's weeks when there's a lot going on in the house and it's really interesting, that's when more people are interested to hear you speak. And I think I've had a lot more of my consistent long-term subscribers being here versus new people finding the page lately. But I appreciate everyone nonetheless, the new ones, the old ones. Even when Matt has power, he always lets others control it. I know. And I think that even though a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, Matt is going to beat Jag in a final 2. And even I've said before that Matt would beat Jag in a final 2. But the more that I think about it, Matt has now lied for Jag. Matt has made decisions that Jag was in control of. Jag has been doing a lot. And I think that could take from Matt's argument in terms of gameplay. If they start talking about what were the best gameplay moves that you made. How many times has Matt had an HOH? 1. Yes, he got those 2 vetoes, but when he got the vetoes, the choices that he made with those vetoes were Jag's choices. Please, can we skip the next 10 days? You crack me up. Thank you, Mickey. Cirie knew when she asked Matt, Bowie, and Jag final 3, and he hesitated somewhat and dodged the question. Yeah. So I think I've stated this before. I experienced a pretty good amount of success on my music and mental health channel, which is where I was streaming my Big Brother content last season. And I jumped over to this page and expected to have a similar level of success on this page. And in the first 2-3 weeks of the season, when I was only accumulating maybe 5 to 10 new subscribers per week, I said maybe last year was a fluke, or maybe it was because talking about Taylor was such a hot button topic, or maybe I'm just not good at doing this. I thought all of those things early on. And then there was a certain point where I recalled some things that I had spoken about with my life coach, Shar, that was working with me 2 years ago. And I said to myself, okay, don't think about the subscribers. Don't think about the view count. Just focus on the content. And just focus on making sure the content is quality content. So I said, okay, I'm not going to think about that anymore. I'm just going to do what I do and do the best of what I can do. And if it does not work for me, this was just something that I tried. And sometimes you try things and they work. And sometimes you try things and they don't work. I would just move on. So they reached a certain pocket in the season where all of a sudden the page just picked up. And I went from doing these lives with 5 people on them to 20, 30, 40, 50, and went from there. So let's see. Hey, I was caught up in the Discord and didn't realize you were live till you posted there. Stop complaining about subs. Dang, I'm ready to unsubscribe. You can do as you please. Hi, Cass. Let's see. He shouldn't try to insult her intelligence. Yeah, I think the funny thing is I think that they actually feel like they are outsmarting her, if you're talking about Cirie. And that's not happening. Listen, you don't outsmart mama. That's something that I learned in this life. You don't outsmart mama. It's just not possible. Good morning, Mark and everyone. Good morning, Debbie. I think Jag will vote Matt out next week. I tend to think so too. And I think that Bowie would vote him out as well if Bowie happened to win. I think she would vote him out as well because Jag has been in her ear. I think Jag has some secret hypnotization powers. I think Jag has some super hypnotization powers that makes people do what he wants. Morning, Georgian. Because I sit here and I listen to all these different discussions that he has with everybody. And I sit there and I'm like, well, what benefit does it have to the other person? The thing that he's asking them to do, what benefit does he have? What benefit does it have to the other person? That's why my kids never try. He has the power of persuasion. Because if you think about it, a lot of the things that Jag is saying is so similar to the type of things that Cameron was saying. But he has a smoother way of delivering those same things somehow. I will give him that. Bowie and Jag are getting close to Matt and Matt is oblivious to it. Yeah. Because everything Matt thinks in the house, if you watch those conversations that Matt has with Jag, and then you watch the conversations that Matt has with others after he speaks to Jag, you realize it's all Jag's influence. Jag strongly influences everything that Matt thinks in the house. I can't think of a time that Matt has actually gone against Jag in any kind of a way. But we just want 75K to take to Australia where it'll convert to more. It sure will. That's true. It's all in Jag's delivery and energy. Jag is always hype. I said this last night, but when Jag is relaying something to somebody, he is always hype when he's doing it. Because if you think about it, let's play this out. Let's play the scenario out. Let's entertain this. Cirie, right? We've never seen her go like all out, like balls out in any competition. Felicia has had to win. She's been in must-win situations for 6 weeks. And she tries really hard, but we cook her, you know? But Cirie, she was ahead in the last competition, and then she was just playing after that when she could have won. So we already know what Felicia is capable of, but we don't know what Cirie is capable of in these comps. And then if she happens to win, she'll cook us. She'll cook us. Jag and Cam kind of had a similar game plan. They did. This is exactly what I'm saying. Jag gameplay wise has had a very similar strategy as Cam, but he doesn't tell people that they're dumbasses if they don't do something. He's always the last person to talk. That's what happens. So he'll say, I've seen the way that he operates. He'll come into Matt with an idea, you know, I want Cirie out. That's his plan. My plan is to manipulate Matt into feeling like he's part of the decision for Cirie to go. So he'll go in there and he'll be like, yo, bro, the Minuteman, bro, I'm so happy you won, bro. You just cooked that. I love you, bro. You just cooked that competition. We cooked them. Oh, yeah, smooth sailing, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. You just cooked that. So I was just doing some thinking. And I just thought to myself, has Cirie been throwing comps? I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, I know that the plan is to cook Felicia, but what do you think about potentially Cirie going home? And then Matt will be like, oh no, the plan is to get Felicia. I don't think that we should take Cirie out. And then he's like, yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think that we should take Cirie out either, but we do have to sit and think about who's the bigger threat in the competition. And then he just goes and goes and goes and keeps talking and 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 talking until eventually the person that he's talking to runs out of things to say, and he still keeps going. My mom doesn't watch the season of BB, but caught the end half of yesterday's episode and was talking big smack about Matt. She said, how's he a swimmer? How you swim with no backbone? Oh my God, Mark, these impressions are getting too good. Cass, we need a book of you and your mom's one-liners. I know, right? Last night, Jag was telling Matt and Bowie to do stuff to Felicia. Yep. Oh, you didn't hear? Because I was playing that clip at the beginning. I was playing that clip at the beginning of this live. Where are we? Where he said, oh, we're just going to mess with her for no reason. And trying to see if I can find it real quick. For those who didn't hear it, I'll play a little bit of it.
You've heard of the pressure cooker.
I have.
This is the pressure cracker.
Okay.
We need to make sure that Felicia cracks under the pressure.
Oh,
And
wait.
the best way to do that is to make her so paranoid that she spirals and gets no sleep all week.
That's what we want.
Right?
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
gets no
So
sleep
she's shit on Thursday.
and does terrible on Thursday
Yeah.
for the HOH comp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We start saying crazy things to her, right? Oh yeah, I'll vote for you to stay, Felicia, but only if use your imagination. We say something
Say
wild,
something,
right?
yeah.
Something wild, like only if you, I don't know, like
Suck my fingers.
something crazy, something. And then this is where you come in as well. You go to Felicia, me and Bowie start doing things starting tomorrow, like, hey, Sari, do you want to play pool?
So we hang out with Sari a lot.
We start hanging out with Sari a lot.
And she will
Felicia starts
freak out.
just saying, my gut and my
So we
spirit
don't
is
even
telling me.
Because she does.
Right,
She goes, watch. Here's the thing is she's big at that.
Watch the
She goes, wait, she said it again. When
Watch
y'all were lifting,
the
she goes, watch people's behaviors. Those two aren't lifting without you. Pay attention. to
exactly.
watch their
So we
behavior.
start making her watch our behavior.
Yes.
All of ours. We start playing.
I know
We get
that.
close with Sari.
Yeah, so that was that. And that was only a 1 minute clip of their conversation. I could only imagine how long they spoke about this, knowing the way that they repeat things over and over. So all these same things that especially Jag was the spokesperson saying he was getting bullied and saying that he was mistreated and saying that people were just mean to him for no reason. I said this at the beginning of this live, and I'll say it again. It's a clear 3 versus 1. And it's clear that Bowie and Jag have an advantage in a comp over Felicia. And there's 2 of them going against 1 of her. And that's clear. So talking all this stuff about, we're going to make sure that she doesn't get any sleep and we're going to try to make her paranoid by hanging with Sari and making her think that she's going home. That's not necessary. That's not gameplay. This is so gross. Pressure cracker. That sounded racially motivated. JK. The sad part is that if all 3 of them heard about 3 other people talking about, oh yeah, there's a social experiment part for you, what people do with power. Exactly. Because remember, Jag was an innocent lamb before he started winning these comps. Early on, when he just had maybe that 1 veto win and he didn't have any other wins and they were putting him on the block, innocent, sweet Jag was the guy who wouldn't harm a fly. But these conversations that he's been having in that HOH room, boy, groupthink. I say this all the time. I do not do groupthink. Groupthink is not my thing. It never has been, and it never will be. Normally, you will not find a group of people doing the right thing. And if they are, it's an intentional thing. Jag isn't going to win no matter what. He's the worst friend. Why doesn't Matt see this? Matt will see this if Jag wins HOH next week. He does such unnecessary things. Like, what's the reason? Boy was also crying like crazy when she was left out the red vote. Now she's calling people idiots. I know. When did Bowie start talking like this all of a sudden? I'm 58 years old and put me in the house with them for 5 minutes and these three would never talk to me like that again. Rebecca, there are no friends in there. This house, this specific group, I've been saying this so much, but I'll say it again. This specific group of house guests, when they leave the house and they review the footage, oh man, I think a lot of them are not going to be friendly with each other. I would be surprised if the BB25 premiere party comes, 26, the BB26 premiere party rolls around, and I see as many cast in there as I did for the BB24 cast. Because despite the fact that they're not besties on the BB24 cast, they are at least, most of them are cordial with each other, with a couple of exceptions, obviously, but the majority of them are very cordial. This group, I would have a hard time even seeing them being cordial, a lot of them. Oh yes, cast a complete 180. Bowie, Jag, and Matt are out of control. They have combined to be Cam. You know what? I have a more of an appreciation for Cam after seeing Jag's gameplay. And here's why. Despite the fact that Cam was real aggressive, he was also extremely straightforward. Like when Felicia comes to him and she's like, you know, I've noticed that you haven't really been talking any gameplay with me, and I would like to work with you and see if there's a path for us to work together. He's like, no, I don't want to work with you. It's like, I think your social game is A1. I don't really trust you, and I don't see that in the future. My target is this person. Or my target is you. At that time, I think his target was her. My target is you. You're going home. Hate it, like it, or love it. He was just right to the point. Whereas Jag will have the same goal for the same reasons, but he has to come up with a 10-point plan. Okay, so the way how I am going to do this thing with Felicia going home is that I'm going to talk to Corey in America, and I'm going to plant this seed in Corey in America's head about such and such happening. Then I'm going to go to Sari, and then I'm going to tell Sari this, and then Sari is going to talk to America, and America is then going to go talk to Felicia. And then Felicia is going to come to me, and when she comes to me, I'm going to blame Sari, and then she's going to be mad at Sari, and I'm going to say that the reason why I sent her home was because of this information that I got from this, and this person. And I'm just like, this is too much, Jag. This is too much. You don't have to just mix up and cook up all these extra lies in here. You're so right, but Jag will never win the big prize. He will get second place no matter who he sits next to. Some of these players' families have to be ashamed of their behavior. Yeah. You know, something I would love to be able to do really is talk to some of these players' families, moms, parents. You know, I would love to have an interview with a family member or members of somebody who's in the cast. I would love to be able to do that. I've never reached out to one to try, but it's something I had on my mind. I don't know. I think he still has a good shot. Me too. I can't count him out. These house guests, yeah, that's the whole thing. We're hearing him say all this stuff because we're the viewers. But a lot of the ways that Jags speaks in that HOH room stays in that HOH room. He never approaches people directly like that. So they don't really know what he's like. And that's true. Corey was actually the voice of reason in the house several times. I don't think Matt, Jag, and Bowie will get a bad edit, but then again, there's not much happening in the house, so maybe production will show their plans for making Felicia paranoid. Yeah, that's a good point. Love of Sunflowers, that's a good point. I don't know whether production is going to show them saying that stuff. Jag is playing real dirty. Who would want to be his friend in real life? After this, I'd be so embarrassed if I were him. I feel like Jag is playing kind of like Paul. I don't know. What do y'all think? I kind of feel like Jag is playing like Paul. Mr. Friendship. You're so right, Rebecca. I have got another 15 minutes. And no, you don't need to say that it's not going to be 15 minutes, Lisa, because you know that my daytime hours are more strict than my evening hours. My evening hours, I could say 15 minutes, and it could be any amount of time, but my morning hours are correlated to my work. He is definitely playing like Paul. That's a good point, Sunflowers. I wonder. They should show it and see fan reception and rig everything to get Joey. I've never seen anyone say Joey yet. That's funny. It's not necessarily fair, but I don't care. It would be entertaining. You know what? I was just thinking, Cass, because I'm someone who watches the live feeds, I don't really think about this. But the edit impacts. Yes, the edit actually does impact how millions of viewers perceive them, because there are viewers that don't watch the live feeds. And in addition to that, America's favorite player votes. Because from what they're showing of Jag, they're not seeing what we're seeing of Jag in those episodes. The jury is going to be bitter. I think so. I kind of think so. Bowie told Jag last night that she prayed to her universe God to crush Felicia's world, and it worked. Wow. That is a crazy thing to say. That's wild. That is wild. Thanks, D. I'm glad you're thinking like me. I just feel bad for Matt. He's going to get played so hard if Jag gets a chance. I know Matt has been very naive to Jag scheming. And I think he really feels like Jag would never betray him. And I just don't think that that's really the case. Who prays for someone to fail? I know, that's nasty. Like, that's such a nasty thing to do. And honestly, what would make them hate Felicia so much? The thing is, Felicia and Cirie are not doing anything different or worse than what they're doing. It's like, oh, this is how Jag, that group of three, since the time Cameron has left the game, that trio considers themselves as BB gods. I heard Jag talking yesterday, and the way he's talking is as if I own this house. How dare anybody play the game other than us? How dare anyone try to make any moves aside from us? How dare anyone try a strategy that potentially goes against us? Because we are the dominant force in this house, and everything goes through us. And that's why they need to switch these games up, because frankly, the same kind of thing happened last year. I mentioned this last night, but think about it. Think about the position of Turner and Monty last year after Michael went out. I mean, fortunately, they were not as arrogant about it, but it's kind of the same thing. Oh, morning, Tasha. If you ask my true opinions, Mark, Jag was raised to put down a woman, and that is how he's raised in real life. The fact that Jared was looked down on for the way he spoke, it's the same way I view Jag. No excuse. Jag is going after Matt as soon as he gets the chance. It's so sad to watch. They're not drunk on wine. They're drunk on power. They are definitely drunk on power. Hello, Mark, mods, and chat. Two kinds of HOHs, leaders and controllers. Yes. And I remember reading the book, How to Make Friends and Influence People, where it spoke about at some point in the book, there's two types of leaders. There's two types of leaders, dictators and influencers. A dictator wants you to, they want to control you by fear. They want to make you fear them and what they can do and control your actions based on that fear. I'm the HOH, and most likely I'm going to be winning the comps, and you can't beat me in the comps, so I'm in control. So it's in your best interest to come and bring me all the information that you have, go against your allies, promise me that you're not going to put me up if you win HOH, etc., etc. Now, a Cirie is the one who plays an influencer game, even though he was calling her a snake. If you think about the type of game that Cirie plays, she does more listening than speaking. She'll be like, what do you think? And then she'll kind of be like, riddle me this. You know, I'm just throwing this thought out here. What do you think about this? But you can do what you want, but I'm just throwing this out there for you to think about. And then she kind of plants seeds and lets you come to the conclusion on your own. Hi, Miss Indes. It's Big Brother. I don't feel bad for Matt because he should be looking at all sides. All eggs are in one basket. Jag's basket. Fair. Matt wasted his HOH when it really counted. And sadly, it might have costed his game. 3 kind of HOHs, the Bowies too. Why the heck am I just finding this channel now? It's good. Thank you so much, Tracy. Is this your first time on the channel? Because I have there's a few Tracys on here. So if it is your first time on the channel, welcome. I usually have everybody put a waving hand in the chat. Put a waving hand in the chat for Tracy. Welcome home, Tracy. I like that. Welcome home, Tracy. Yeah, this is your new home. Matt and Sari put Jag back into the game after a 10-0 eviction. Exactly. And now he might take both of them out. Sari this week and Matt next week. Get a point. Still hurts to watch live. Oh, got a point. This channel is awesome. Thanks, Sheena. Yes, these waves are for Tracy. Tracy's first time on the channel. First time, just became a sub. Thank you for your sub. I have been only doing this for not that long. So you saying you just found me, I've not been doing this for very long. I started covering Big Brother last August, and this is my second season and my first full season doing it. So we'll be on the next 10 days. I'll be on here every day for the remainder of the season. I've been on here every day so far. If you want to go back through my old videos, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of videos that I've uploaded on this channel. To the point where people are like, remember what you said on day 35? And I'm like, nope. There's no way that I could remember all this content that I've dropped because there's just so much. But just for anyone else, for Tracy and for anyone else who's new, this is the Safe Space channel. And what I mean by that is we talk about Big Brother and whatever other TV show. We have opinions. Everybody has different opinions. I have opinions. Everyone in this chat who has been here before has disagreed with me about something at some point in time. And obviously, as you can see, they're still here. The only rules that I ever have is no hate speech, no personal attacks, because at the end of the day, this is just a TV show. Yes, in Big Brother, we see so much more of these in-between conversations, in between the gameplay. So yes, there's more complexities, like social and psychological complexities to the Big Brother game, and people do take things more personally in a way. But we can talk gameplay and we can talk our different viewpoints on things without insulting each other, without belittling each other. That's what my channel is all about. And there's plenty of channels. If my channel does not tickle your fancy, this is just a general statement. There's other channels out there for you, but a lot of people like this channel, and you know, I appreciate all of those people who have basically helped me create this space and make it what it is, and they reject all the energy that does not support that. Okay. He will definitely take them both out. Welcome, Tracy. Thanks, everyone, for making me feel welcome. I love your channel. Wish I could watch it more. I'm definitely watching the replays if I can't see you live. Thank you, Rebecca. How long have you been on this channel? Are you new to this channel also? Because I think I've seen you on here before, but when did you find the channel, and how did you find the channel? And how did you find the channel, actually, Tracy? Hate doesn't exist in this channel. We chat, say our opinion, and people respect each other. That's why I've been here 2 years by your side, Mark. Appreciate that, D. This is why I only have YouTube. I don't like toxic, and I stay away from toxic channels. You know what? Shoot, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I only started watching Big Brother in 2020, I think 2019, 2020 was the first time that I even watched Big Brother. And at that time, I wasn't watching the feeds, and I wasn't connected to any of the YouTube communities or Twitter, anything like that. It was just me looking at it with my own 2 eyes. I didn't know the animal that was the Big Brother community at that time. And then when I started doing my own vlogging, or before I started doing my own vlogging, I started watching these channels, and I was like, man, there's a lot of garbage out there, with peace and love. But there's a lot of garbage out there where they spend all this time just not even really talking about the game. There's a lot of people who cover Big Brother who are not actually fans of the Big Brother game. They are just addicted to the toxicity. And they can talk about that 24/7, 365. They talk about it when the house guests are in the house. They talk about it in the off season. They follow these people's every move in the off season. They look up their family members, and they look up their kids, and they look up their jobs, and you know, they just, it's just a world that I just don't have the energy for. So at the beginning, some of those people tried to sabotage my channel. Some of those type of people saw my channel and tried to sabotage my channel. And it almost made me consider not doing this anymore, because I'm like, I can't deal with these kind of trolls every day. And then the community, this is the point of that long story. The community that actually joined me on this channel was not what I see in the general Big Brother population. And that was what kept me going. So now those trolls, you know, they occasionally still pop up here, but my community shuts them down. They don't even have a chance to have a voice over here. Watching back at 1.5 speed is 22. My name is Ma. Hi, Ma. Your channel just appeared in my feed all of a sudden. It's so funny. YouTube does me no favors. YouTube seriously does me no favors when it comes to putting my channel out there. So it's all right, though. I built up 800 subscribers organically. I've been watching for about a month. I listen overnights when I'm at work. I don't see the lives much, but definitely listen to the replays. Thanks for your support. It is an animal. That's the best way for me to describe it. It is an animal. The Big Brother community will eat you up if you're not ready for it. I'm late, but I'm glad I caught you live for some time. Thank you, Tammy. That part is creepy. I am late too, but I just came from a meeting. Good idea, Lisa. I'll definitely listen at 1.5 speed next time I need to catch up. I never thought of that. How's it going, Ma? Yeah, I had people come from other channels, and it was just a wild time. But then I have a very healthy understanding of how different people gain their viewers. Some people gain viewers. One of the easiest things that attracts people to a channel in terms of views, if you're just thinking about the views, if I were to hop on here right now and specifically call out another channel, or if I was to say I met such and such, because the people who have been on my channel before know I've met a whole bunch of these casts from Big Brother The Challenge or whatever. If I said, oh, I met such and such person from Big Brother and we were talking and they said blah, 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 so I don't F with them because I don't like this person because whatever, and I started saying something really negative and toxic, the channel would have the views. And there would be people out there who would find me and join me in whatever I was saying. But I say this all the time. I'm not an internet persona. The only thing that changes between me on the internet and me in my outside of the internet life is the fact that I know that when I jump on here, there's a certain level of energy that I have to find to be able to do this, because I'm not energetic like that all the time. So I have to be able to do that. And the other thing is there's a certain level of professionalism that I provide, the same thing like what I would do if I was in a work environment to an extent. But aside from that, if I'm engaging in that energy all the time and I spend all these hours making all these lives, then that's just going to be what's going to be attracted to me in my life. And it's going to bring me down in life to do that. So I said, if it takes me a lot longer to build up this following in this way, that's cool. I would rather have 800 people on here who have synergy with me and who kind of know what I'm about and have that type of energy versus doing some quick hitter things to gain the viewers fast. But they're not the type of people who I would associate or engage with in real life. I keep that energy going. Happens all the time. And we have I think we have 3 Tammys on here. Lisa, surprisingly, I don't think we've gotten 2 Lisas on here. And I know about 5 Lisas in my personal life. I know 5 different people named Lisa. But on this channel, we have not gotten a repeat Lisa. We've gotten a lot of repeats. We've gotten multiple Tammys. We had multiple Edwards. We have multiple Tracys. In a whole year and change, I have never seen another Lisa jump on here. We are the real ones, for sure. Hello, I've been listening to you since last season. Most times don't catch you on live. Keep it going. Too bad Big Brother has been so bad. Been watching since BB5. Thanks for the support, Shalonda. Appreciate it. Only one Miss Indiz. The one and only. All right, y'all. I got 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes left. Oh, and by the way, if you're new here, Lisa was the first person to call me out last season, where she was just like, I don't remember exactly how she said it, but it was like, when Mark says he has 10 minutes left, because that's what I used to say. I used to say, I have 10 minutes left. She was like, I don't know if Mark's 10 minutes is going to be an hour, 2 hours. My 10 minutes, my 5 or 10 minute warning can be like, you know, when you're in church and the sermon is like, this is my closing point. That's what my 5 minutes tends to be like. I've been to Charleston. I've been to Charleston once. I mean, I've been to South Carolina one time. I was in Charleston, South Carolina. I've been to North Carolina several times. Mainly Clayton, North Carolina. Whenever I go there, I fly into the RDU airport, which is the best because I live right by JFK Airport. And getting from the check-in to the security to your gate, you got to be some kind of exercise champion to do that. Like when my grandma was coming to visit us, she literally couldn't do that. She had to get the people who pushed them in the wheelchair because it was so much walking. The RDU airport, you could have, that's the Raleigh-Durham airport, for those who don't know. You could get into that airport. You could have a flight that's leaving at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you could get there at 9:30, maybe 9:15, and still make your flight. And that includes checking your bag, going through the security, and getting to the gate. You could probably make it 30 minutes before your flight and possibly still make it in there because it's like 2 floors and all the gates are in one area. I like the name Shalonda. I don't think I've heard that before. I've heard Shalonda. I don't think I've heard the name Shalonda before. My parents live in NC, so I go there twice a year. Thank you for the your dedication to this channel, to the channel. Not a lot of channels that think like I do. I'm loving every minute. You're welcome. Hi, Shalonda. Clayton is near me. I'm in Wake Forest. Oh, you're in North Carolina. Nice. I like Clayton because it's such a change of pace than what it is in New York City, obviously. I go there. There was a time, I have friends that live over there, so there was a time when I was going there annually, but I haven't been there since, I think 2019 was the last time I was over there. But they got a big house, which is a standard house where they live. And there's like farmers that live in their backyard area. They have a big backyard themselves. They have an 8-bedroom. Like the type of house that they live in over there, their house is $200K. A comparable size house in New York would probably be $1 million. Before we go, who do we think is going home? I still think it's Sari. I haven't heard them say otherwise. I think it's Sari. Nobody is going home. However, Sari is going to jury. But thanks. Hello, everyone. I live in Laurenburg. Oh, you are in you're in that area as well. Interesting. You're a Wake Forest student or you live near there. Sorry, I meant to say jury house. No, it's fine. I was just cracking jokes. Sounds like Sari is going. All right. Was it kind of sus that the HOH game Matt won on Thursday was predictable and the pick of Matt's mom and Riley plus the letter just happened to come at that time? When was the letter written? Good questions. I'm praying that Sari can talk her way out of this. So sad to see her go. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining me. And I'm not 100% sure if I'll come back today. I might. I guess today they're having the veto ceremony, even though we already know the Jag's not going to use it. So perhaps sometime after they officially have the veto ceremony, I'll come back so we can have a wrap-up discussion about that. And thank you for joining me. Again, if you haven't done so, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I always try to give you like a 30-minute warning before I come online, and I post it on my community page. People have said that's been helping them because YouTube does not push my notifications for some reason. But hit the notification bell anyways, just for kicks and giggles. And we'll talk soon. Have a good day.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on it.
That wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
but
you.
I like this Canadian.
Well,
I like this one.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.